At the beginning of the story, we see a ship where some people are traveling. On this ship, a girl named Amy is standing very sadly. Amy was standing sadly because today is her birthday, and she felt that her father had not brought any gift for her. But then her father, John, comes to her, and John gives his daughter a walkie-talkie as a gift, which makes Amy very happy. And right then, the people on the ship start shouting loudly. Actually, those people had seen dolphins jumping in the ocean, and those dolphins were swimming very fast toward the shore. Seeing this, all the people on the ship were enjoying this view with great happiness. But those people did not know that, in reality, the dolphins were running away to save their lives, because behind them there was a very dangerous monster. But the people on the ship had absolutely no idea about this, and all of them were feeling very happy after seeing the dolphins. But they did not know that, after a short while, something was going to happen to them, something they had never even thought about. And then, that monster comes from below and attacks their ship. Because of that, their ship turns upside down, and all the people fall into the water. But until now, these people had not seen that monster. And somehow, these people save their lives and swim to the shore. They reach a deserted island where even the mobile network was not working, meaning now these people could not even contact anyone and ask for help. Here, we see John, who is lying unconscious. And then a man comes and wakes him up. As soon as he regains consciousness, he starts looking for his daughter, but he does not find his daughter anywhere. And then he hears his daughter's voice on the walkie-talkie. But very soon, his daughter's voice gets cut off. Now, while looking for his daughter, when John moves a little ahead, he sees many other people at some distance from him. These were the people who had survived after the ship turned upside down. And among these people, John also sees his daughter Amy. Seeing his daughter alive, John becomes very happy. Now, just as John is about to go that way to save his daughter, a man stops John and points toward the direction where John was about to go. And there, it was nothing else but the same dangerous monster snake that had overturned their ship. Seeing that snake, everyone's eyes remain wide open, because that snake was looking extremely terrifying. Now, the people who were close to that snake, after seeing it, start running away from there. But then, that snake attacks them, and it starts swallowing them alive, one by one. Now, when John sees that his daughter is in danger, he immediately runs to save his daughter. But here, a man catches him, because he knew that if John went there, that monster would kill John too. Here, John tries to free himself from that man and says that I have to save my daughter. But that man says that now it is too late. And then, that monster snake swallows John's daughter alive. Along with that, the snake swallows many more people alive and goes into the jungle. Now, after losing his daughter, John starts crying loudly, because that monster snake swallowed his daughter alive right in front of his eyes. But he could not do anything. But then, he hears his daughter's voice on the walkie-talkie. After hearing this, John understands that my daughter is not dead yet, but she is still alive inside the stomach of that big monster. That is why now, he decides to go after his daughter. Now, just as John is about to go into the jungle, a man named Jack gets ready to go into the jungle with John. Along with him, a few more people also agree to go into the jungle with them. But some people stop them from going into the jungle and say that this jungle is extremely dangerous. As soon as you go inside, all of you will be killed. But those people do not listen to anyone, and they go inside the jungle. Here, the people standing outside the jungle were thinking of them as fools, because they thought that going inside means inviting your own death. But what did they know that even outside the jungle, their lives were not safe? And then, a strange thing pulls one of their companions into the jungle. Seeing this, everyone gets extremely scared, and they run away from there. But one man has absolutely no idea about this, and he does not understand why these people are running away. And this is the same man who, a little while ago, was stopping people from going inside the jungle. As soon as that man turns toward the jungle, a red tongue comes out from the jungle, catches that man, and pulls him toward the jungle. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see the huge monster snake. It comes back to its nest in the middle of the jungle, takes all the people out of its body, and throws them into that pit. And after dropping them there, it leaves again to collect more food. Here, we find out that this is a female snake, and inside this pit, there are her eggs. That is why this monster snake is collecting food for her coming babies. Now, after the snake leaves, we see that among the people swallowed by that snake, some people are still alive. Among them is John's daughter, Amy. Here, the captain of the ship looks for a way to get out of this place. But when he reaches the exact middle of the pit, he realizes that getting out of here is impossible. Because first, this pit is extremely deep, and second, this pit is right in the middle of the jungle. That is why no one can even come here to help them. And then these people also see the eggs of that monster snake. Here, the captain moves forward and is just about to put his hand on those eggs. But then, John's daughter Amy stops him from doing that, because those eggs could break at any time. and baby snakes could come out of them. And after the baby snakes came out of the eggs, their death was certain. That is why everyone gets extremely scared. But here, a businessman named Young explains to everyone that these eggs are still fresh, and the babies have not formed inside them yet. That is why, if we break these eggs before time, the baby snakes will die before being born, and our lives will be saved. So that businessman picks up a stone and breaks one egg. And as soon as that egg breaks, a baby snake comes out of it. Seeing this, everyone gets extremely scared, and everyone starts getting angry at that businessman, because that businessman's wrong decision had put everyone's lives in danger. Now, seeing the baby snake coming toward them, everyone runs and hides behind a large stone. Here, that baby snake is also searching for those people. And then, that snake's eyes fall on a girl who was badly injured. Because of being injured, she could not run away. That is why the snake quickly comes and eats that girl. And after this, we are shown the scene of the jungle, where the people who had set out to save those who were swallowed alive by the snake had still not found either the monster snake or the people who had been swallowed alive by the snake. But until now, they had not lost courage, and they were moving forward into the jungle, following the snake's marks. After traveling for several hours, these people reach an old factory. When they go inside, they see that all the things here are scattered everywhere. And then, in front of them, they also see the skeleton of a soldier. Seeing this, these people get very scared. Now here, these people start searching for useful things, where they find a lot of chemical bottles. But they do not understand anything why these chemical bottles were kept in this jungle. And when these people open the cupboard in front of them, many books were kept inside that cupboard. After reading them, they find out that this place was not a factory, but used to be an experimental lab. And at some time, research was done on animals here. Along with that, they find some strange pictures of animals, from which they find out that here, on this island, people had come to do research on animals. And because of their experiments, these animals became this huge and bloodthirsty. Looking at all these things, they get the idea that this island is extremely dangerous. Here, every single thing, trees and plants, everything is alive. That is why we will have to stay very careful. After this, these people come out of this experimental lab and return to the jungle outside. And they think of resting for a while in one part of the jungle. Here, Jack cuts a piece of wood from a tree, from which a black-colored liquid starts coming out. During this, one of their companions lights a matchstick to light a cigarette, and by mistake, that matchstick falls from his hand onto that black-colored liquid below, the liquid that had come out from the tree wood. As soon as the matchstick touches that black-colored liquid, a fountain of fire spreads out. Now these people somehow manage to put out that fire, but they realize that this black liquid coming out of the tree wood is very dangerous. Now these people had put out the fire, but because of the smoke coming from the fire, John starts feeling dizzy, and something strange starts happening to John. Here, John sees that all his companions are staring at him with very strange eyes and laughing. Along with that, he sees the same monster snake moving toward him, and in his ears, he hears his daughter's voice. She was saying to him that, "Dad, you could not save me." And then suddenly, that huge snake comes and stands in front of him and grabs John tightly. John starts screaming to save himself from that snake, and that snake is just about to eat John. But then Jack comes and throws water on John's face. Because of that, John regains consciousness. And here we find out that in reality, nothing like this had happened. Actually, all of this was happening to John because of the smoke coming out of that black-colored liquid. Now, when these two turn around and look back, the tentacles of that tree had grabbed their companions, and those tentacles were pulling their companions toward themselves, trying to kill them. Meaning, this was not an ordinary tree. Because of the experiment, this tree had also become bloodthirsty. Now here, these two somehow managed to free some of their companions from the tentacles of that tree. But one of their companions who had been trapped in that tree's grip for a long time gets killed. Seeing this, everyone becomes completely shocked. And now that tree was extending its tentacles toward these people. But these people quickly save their lives and escape from there. On the other side, we are shown the scene of the snake's nest, where the businessman kills the baby snake. After that, the businessman starts behaving strangely. He starts fighting with the ship's captain and says that all of this happened because of you. If you had brought the ship to the shore, then we would not be trapped here now. Seeing these two fighting, a girl named Sushi stops them from fighting and tells them that fighting will not solve anything. We have to work together and find some way to get out of here. Otherwise, we will all be killed. Meanwhile, on the other side, these people were still searching for the people trapped inside the snake's pit. After traveling for several hours, when these people get tired, one of their companions goes to collect water from the river, and when he is filling the water, suddenly a strange sound starts echoing in his ears. That boy does not understand what this sound is coming from, and then suddenly, a flying fish comes and falls near him. Seeing this, the boy gets extremely scared, because that fish had very large teeth, and that fish was looking extremely terrifying. And then, that fish attacks that boy. But the boy quickly catches the fish and throws it back into the river, and he quickly starts running through the jungle toward his friends. Because that terrifying sound had become even louder. Because of that, the boy understands that more dangerous fish like this are flying toward this place. And the same thing happens. After a while, many fishes start flying through the smoke and chasing that boy. And along with that, their number was increasing even more, as if it was raining fish. Now these people understand that if we stay in front of these fishes, they will tear us into pieces. That is why all these people start running away from there. But the speed of those fishes was many times faster than them. That is why all these people hide behind a tree to save themselves. Here, Jack understands that these fishes are coming with this white fog. As soon as he understands this, Jack tells his companions to get out of the white fog. And these people, while running, somehow manage to get out of this white fog. As soon as they come out of the fog, the danger passes. And all those dangerous fish that had come out of the fog while chasing them, all those fish start struggling and die. But the danger was still not over. Because here, Jack sees the footprint of a very large animal, which was very big in size. And then, a white-colored liquid falls from above onto the shirt of one of their companions. Now, when that boy looks upward, he sees a strange monster on the tree above. Seeing it, all these people get extremely scared. Now here, one man among them was just about to hit that monster with a stone. But then, a red-colored tongue comes and eats that monster in one single bite. We have already seen this red-colored tongue earlier at the beginning of the story. And then, a huge creature jumps and comes right in front of them. And after seeing that creature, we find out that this is a frog. Because of the experiment, its size had become extremely large. Seeing such a huge frog, everyone's eyes remain wide open, and these people start running away from there quickly, trying to save their lives. But that creature takes out its long tongue and easily catches an old man, and starts pulling him toward itself. But that old man, while trying to save himself, grabs a tree. And now the rest of the people also come to save him. Here, everyone together starts pulling him toward their side. But in front of that monster's strength, these people were nothing. And now, that monster slowly starts pulling these people closer toward itself. But then, Jack runs there and throws a sharp weapon toward that monster. And that weapon goes straight into the monster's eye. Because of that, the monster feels a lot of pain. And that monster lets go of the old man. Now here, these people get a chance to run away. And they quickly start running forward into the jungle. But now, this monster had become even angrier. That is why the monster also does not stop chasing them. And with one small jump, it covers the same distance that these people had covered after running for a long time. And before that monster could eat these people, that big snake comes there and eats it in the air. Now, these people had escaped from that frog, but now an even more dangerous creature had seen them. And now that snake starts chasing them. Here, Jack, John, and one more companion of theirs run quickly and go to the other side. But the old man and another boy had very low speed. That is why the snake starts chasing them. And that snake was about to eat them, but luckily that snake gets stuck between many trees. Because of that, it could not put its mouth inside and eat those people. But that snake was not going to give up either. Somehow, by using force, it was about to break the trees there and kill those people. But then, one of their companions comes there to save them. And to distract the snake, he throws a coconut at that monster snake. Because of that, the snake gets angry, and leaving those two people, it starts chasing that boy. And that boy runs quickly and somehow hides behind a tree. Because of that, the snake cannot see him, and that boy's life is saved. Now here, that snake again goes toward the jungle to search for that old man and his companions, and that snake starts roaming near them. Now here, the old man hides behind a tree, but the snake sees that other boy, and that snake comes close to that boy and eats him. Now here, once again, that snake starts chasing the remaining people, and these people understand that this snake will only stop after killing us. That is why now, when they do not find any other way to save themselves, these people jump into the dirty drain water, and holding their breath, they hide themselves inside the water. After some time, that monster snake comes there, and looking around everywhere, it starts searching for those people. But that snake cannot see them and leaves from there. Meanwhile, we see the scene on the other side, where that businessman tries to get out, but he does not find any way to get out. And then, suddenly, the ground starts shaking strongly. Seeing the vibration of the ground, these people understand that the monster snake is about to come. That is why these people lie down and start pretending to be dead, so that the snake thinks we are dead. And the same thing happens. After some time, that snake comes, and it spits one of their companions into the pit, so that whenever the baby snakes come out of the eggs, they can eat those dead people. But when that monster snake sees its dead baby, which that businessman had killed, seeing this, that monster snake gets extremely angry. And in anger, it goes back after the people roaming in the jungle, because that snake was thinking that all the people present in the pit were dead, and it thought that the people outside in the jungle had killed my baby and left. As soon as the monster snake leaves, these people try to get out of here, but then the remaining snake eggs kept there start moving, which means that now, very soon, the baby snakes were about to come out of those eggs. Seeing this, everyone gets extremely scared and runs away from there. But John's daughter Amy does not run, and she keeps standing in front of the eggs. And then, one egg breaks and a baby snake comes out of it. Here, Amy very bravely goes close to that snake and places her hand on its head, and shows the baby snake that she is not food, but its companion. Here, the baby snake also does not say anything to Amy, and starts thinking of her as its mother. Actually, John's daughter Amy had read in a book that if a newborn baby snake does not find its mother near it, then whatever living thing is close to it, that baby snake starts thinking of it as its mother. After this, that snake starts moving toward the other people, and it catches one of them and kills him. Here, that businessman, instead of saving his companion, somehow manages to get out of that pit. After getting out, his companions from the pit below call him for help. But that businessman was a very selfish person. Instead of taking his companions out of the pit, he leaves them there to die and goes away from there. Meanwhile, on the other side, we are shown the people present in the jungle. While moving forward, they go into an old house, and there they start searching for useful things. And then a man comes running there, who is none other than the same businessman who had left his companions in that same pit and reached here. Here, everyone asks that businessman about the remaining people, and John asks that businessman about his daughter Amy. But here, that businessman tells a clear lie in front of everyone, that everyone there has died except me. After hearing this, John becomes extremely sad and starts crying loudly. Now night comes, and these people sleep right there. The next morning, all of them wake up to the sound of a helicopter. As soon as he hears the sound of the helicopter, that businessman runs down and starts waving his hand at the helicopter and shouting. But because that helicopter was very far away from them, it cannot see them and leaves from there. Meanwhile, on the other side, in that same old house, John is sitting sadly in the grief of his daughter. And then, he hears his daughter's voice on the walkie-talkie. After hearing this, John understands that the businessman was lying. My daughter is still alive. And once again, hope wakes up in his heart to save his daughter. That is why he runs to his remaining companions and tells them that my daughter is still alive. And along with her, many other people are also alive. That is why we should save them. But here, to hide his lie, that businessman tells John that you have gone crazy. No one is alive there. Now here, the others also see John grieving for his daughter. Because of that, they feel that John's mental condition is not okay. That is why all of them do not believe John. But then, once again, John's daughter Amy's voice is heard on the walkie-talkie. After hearing this, everyone becomes sure that people are still alive there. Now, that businessman's lie had been exposed, and he knew that now all these people would not spare him. That is why the businessman starts running from there. And while running, he reaches an empty part of the jungle, where he sees a helicopter coming from far away. Seeing the helicopter, that businessman becomes very happy and starts waving his hand to signal the helicopter. Now, just as that helicopter is about to come close to the businessman, suddenly, that same big snake comes there and eats the helicopter in the air in one single move. Seeing this, that businessman becomes extremely disappointed. Here, John is also searching for his daughter in the jungle, and then he is finally able to talk to his daughter. Here, that girl named Sushi takes the walkie-talkie from Amy and tells John that we are trapped in a pit right in the middle of the jungle. As soon as John finds this out, he starts searching for that pit. Along with that, after hearing the clear sound of the walkie-talkie, he understands that my daughter is somewhere nearby. On the other side, we see Amy, with whom that other girl named Sushi is also trapped. Now here, baby snakes had come out of all the eggs, and they start moving toward these two girls. Now, before all the snakes together could eat these two girls, that snake, which had come out first, comes in front of all the snakes and stops them. because the snake that had come out of that egg first thought that Amy was their mother, and then Amy hears her father's voice. After hearing her father's voice, Amy also starts calling John loudly. John hears her, and following the voice, John finds that pit. Seeing his daughter safe and sound, John becomes very happy. But this happiness was only for a few moments, because now, inside the pit below, many baby snakes had started moving toward his daughter. Now here, John quickly breaks a root from a tree and throws it down into the pit, and slowly he starts pulling them up. But then, that huge snake also comes there, and that snake is extremely angry. But before that snake could kill John, one of their companions comes there and attacks the snake's eye with a sharp tool. Because of that, the snake starts suffering in pain. Now before the snake could recover, they had gotten the chance to save the people trapped in the pit. That is why John, without wasting any time, uses all his strength and tries to pull the two girls trapped in the pit out. But John was alone. That is why he was having a lot of difficulty pulling two girls out of the pit at the same time. And now the baby snakes had also come very close to these two girls. Now, if these two girls were not taken out of the pit quickly, then those baby snakes would eat them. And then here, the ship's captain, without caring about himself, helps these two girls climb upward. And finally, the ship's captain does manage to help these two girls climb up, but he sacrifices his own life, and all the snakes kill him. Here, John becomes very happy after seeing his daughter. And now, just as these people are about to leave from here, that snake again starts moving toward them. Seeing this, these people again start running toward the outside of the jungle. Meanwhile, we are shown the businessman, who is running through the jungle and searching for a way to get out of here. But by mistake, his foot slips, and he falls straight back into that same snake pit from which he had escaped with great difficulty. And here, all the baby snakes wrap around him and kill him. Meanwhile, we see the remaining people who are running quickly through the jungle while trying to escape from the snake. But that snake was not stopping its chase. That is why Jack explains to everyone that if we want to save our lives, then all of us will have to split up and run from here. Otherwise, we will all be killed. Everyone finds Jack's idea right. That is why everyone splits up and starts running toward the jungle. But John's daughter Amy goes in the wrong direction. Amy goes straight toward the side from where that monster snake was about to come. That is why Jack shouts loudly at her, telling her to run away from there to the other side. But now it was too late, and that snake comes from behind and eats Amy again. Seeing this, John becomes extremely angry, and without caring about himself, he runs to fight that huge snake alone. Because other than his daughter Amy, John had no one left in this world. That is why he goes close to that snake to fight it. Now here, that snake was just about to eat John, but then Jack comes with a burning piece of wood in his hand. Jack understands that if this snake is not killed, then it will not let us leave this jungle alive. Now here, an idea comes into Jack's mind, and by waving the burning wood in his hand, he makes the snake chase him. Jack runs quickly and goes to that part of the jungle where that dangerous black liquid had fallen. And as soon as that monster snake comes close to that black-colored liquid, Jack throws that burning wood from his hand into that liquid. Because of that, the fire bursts out there, and the snake's entire body catches fire. Because of that, it starts suffering badly in pain. And now, to save itself, that snake comes out of the jungle again. But now, its entire body had been burned. And slowly, finally, that snake gets killed. Now here, all the companions open the mouth of this monster snake, and from inside, they take out John's daughter Amy. But John's daughter was not responding now. Seeing this, everyone thought that John's daughter was no longer alive. But John was not ready to accept this, and somehow, he tries to bring his daughter back to consciousness. And then, John's daughter Amy regains consciousness. Seeing this, John becomes very happy. And with this story ends. If you like this video, then please make sure to subscribe to our channel and like the video.